We're going to keep betting. We're going to talk college basketball futures today. It's a 14-game Monday slate, so no reason to talk that by any means. It's pretty crappy basketball, but we're going to hop straight into some futures, what I've taken, what I like, what I don't like, and teams that I think have a chance to win it all. Let's hop straight in. So here's my futures sheet. As you can see, I have a pretty big exposure. The biggest I have is on Gonzaga to win the national championship. I think we've talked about that before. If not, we'll break it down. Then I have UCLA, Baylor, Alabama, Purdue, and Arizona. And then I hypothetically would want a Houston at 9-1 and Kansas at 21. So we're going to talk about these teams. We're going to talk about the price I got them. The most important part of these futures is the price that you get. And we're going to dive straight into the breakdown of each team. So first, the most obvious is Gonzaga. It's the team that I have the biggest side on. Gonzaga is a team that we've seen year over year probably produce one of the more consistent runs. And as you can see, like we see a team Sweet 16 second round, Elite 8, Sweet 16 second round, and this year there was no March Madness. So this is a team that time and time again proves themselves. Even when people every single year say that they play nobody, in March they have the ability to do so. Scrolling through their player pool, they have plenty of efficiency. See, this is the main thing and the reason that I like them is Malachi Smith comes in. He's 131 production offensively, 123, 113. Drew Timmy's going to do his thing. Always, they have a set guy that they need, but then they also have shooters throughout. This is a team who defensively has struggled, 82nd in the nation, but I think that they've played a pretty tough schedule. Like they played Texas, Purdue, Baylor. Like this is a team that really close game versus a decent Kent State team at the time. They beat Kentucky, beat Michigan State. I understand why people dislike this team and the sentiment around it. This St. Mary's game lost in overtime as a 3.5-point dog. Watching that game, I thought that they got no calls, and I'm excited to watch this St. Mary's game at home on February 25th. I think Gonzaga is the significantly better team, and I will be betting them as, I would assume, probably a 2-point home favorite there. But nonetheless, I like Mark Few as a coach. I think this is a good pickup at 34 and 22-1. I believe you can get Gonzaga right now at 30-1. Yeah, so it seems at FanDuel you can get the Gonzaga 30-1 future. And then next, let's dive into UCLA, who you can get at 15-1 right now. I believe I got 18 the other day, but 15 is right on the cusp. I still like this UCLA team at 15-1. They are third in KenPom in the nation, which is interesting to note. The main thing here is there's the old wise tale of it. No team has won March Madness that weren't top 20 in both defense and offensive metrics per KenPom in like X amount of years. I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but UCLA currently doesn't fit. They did basically all year until this point. The big thing for me is they do have two potent scorers, which you need in a basketball team. My worry is they really don't have consistent three-point shooting. Singleton is a really good three-point shooter, but they do have pieces. They have, 4 efficient pieces. These two are right out of the cusp of the national rating, but they have efficient pieces. They have people to go to. They have been in this situation before. So I think at the price of 18-1, you're looking at a decent spot. This is a team who has the talent and the senior exposure, just one freshman starting, to get to a spot that possibly you could hedge out in, or maybe even get it done. Third will be Baylor, that you can get at 22-1 right now. Baylor's a team that, and again, when I discuss these, I don't expect any one of these single teams to win outright. I'm building a portfolio of teams that I think have a good shot of winning based off the price that you're getting. Baylor's a really good basketball team when it comes down to just strict talent output. They have some of the more talented guards in the nation, and then Jalen Bridges has been playing out of his mind recently. So this is a team just packed with talent. And in March, I think this is a really tough matchup. Flo's been there, it seems like forever, but a matchup that nobody really wants to face. And it's similar to like a Purdue team that what do you do with Edey? But the issue is they have 5 of those. What do you do with Adam Flagler, who has shown that for years that he can score at a high rate? What do you do with LJ Cryer, who can score at his own will? Like they have enough ISO guards that just put a lot of teams in a lot of headaches. So Baylor's a team that I really do like to get it done, and I have an okay exposure on them. I win 3 units, but they have a tough end of the season. Projected 4 losses by KenPom. So if I can pick up more on Baylor, I probably will here. Next, and I think this one will surprise some people, is I took some Alabama. Alabama you can get at 10-1 right now. I got 12-1 on a Buckeye skin, I believe, today. I've been low on this Alabama team. I still don't think that they are the team that wins it all, but their defense has really impressed me. Sears has played a really good basketball, and I do think that he is due to drop off. I don't think that he's as talented as he's shown, but for 3 years at this point, basically, he has done this. And I was reluctant to think that he was doing it versus low, mid-major Ohio talent output, but he continues to do it at Alabama, and I have to give respect. And, this is a team who finds their shot. Everybody knows NATO is just going to do what they want to do. So I do like this Alabama team at the price. This is the main thing, and I would discuss again, is this price is the most important part. If Bama was 8-1, I would not be betting this, but at 12-1, I think you're getting a decent price for a 5th-ranked per Ken Palm Alabama team who is not going to be a fun matchup for anybody. They've played these teams. The big thing for Alabama, the reason I went ahead and bought at 12-1, is they play Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, Arkansas, Auburn, Texas A&M. I really don't see them losing any of these games. Maybe the Tennessee game, which they're projected to lose, but this is more of me being low on Tennessee overall. I don't think that Tennessee is the number 1 team in the nation defensively, especially not able to keep up with Alabama with this output. So if Alabama wins outright, this number is going to be long gone. So I went ahead and bought a little bit of 12-1. As you can see, this one of my smaller exposures. I'll only net 1.1 units of gain if they were to win the championship. I'm only risking 0.21 of a unit, so not too big of an exposure on Alabama there. Next up will be quick. It's the Purdue at 11-1. This is only because market currently is 8-9. You're seeing 8-9 at DraftKings and FanDuel, and Buckeye had 11-1 today. So a good grab to net 1 unit. Zach Edey poses a ton of issues with a lot of teams. Similar spot in this Arizona line. I got 13-1. Arizona, you can pick up a 16-1 at DraftKings, but I do not have DraftKings, so I got 13-1 on a Buckeye skin. Arizona is a team who has looked pretty strong all year. They're 10th in the nation, 21-3. This is a team that has steamrolled when they need to. They lost to Oregon, and then they came back and dismantled them. They lost Washington State. They've lost Utah. So it's 3 really weird losses. But then they beat a UCLA team who talked about I'm high on. They smacked down San Diego State. They beat Creighton when Creighton was good. This was a neutral site. I believe it was the Maui Invitational. So they beat Tennessee by 7. This is a team that I wanted to hop on. They beat UCLA after a USC win 2 days later. So impressive overall resume by Arizona. Houston, if I can get a 9-1, and Kansas at 20-1. I would pick those up basically as just risk mitigators. See, like I would win 0.17 and 0.08. So these are just in the chance case that Kansas wins, I don't lose 1.4. Instead, I win 0.08. These are the teams that I think have the best chance to win the championship, and so I'm trying to pick them up at the best market price at all times. The teams that I do have exposure against, if they were to win, Tennessee was to win, I will take my 0.17, or I'll take my 1.7 loss. That's fine. If Texas was to somehow find a way to win, Iowa State, St. Mary's, these type of teams, I'll take my risk. But I think the portfolio we've built has a national championship winner within it. And I'm curious, who do you think was the national championship? What price do you think they are worth grabbing? Let me know in the comments below. I'm by no means right. I usually just bet like I'm a one future and done kind of guy. I've held Gonzaga or Virginia future over the last few years, it seems like. So me diversifying is different, and I'm not used to this, but I figured I would share. Hope you enjoy, and I'll be back tomorrow.